Hello, and welcome back to Uniting Wizards. This is another episode of my How to Play Hogwarts Mystery series, and we will talk about energy, gems, and coins, basically the three currencies of Hogwarts Mystery. I will talk about how to get them and what to do with them. First of all, if you're new to the channel and you're interested in spoiler-free tips and tricks about Hogwarts Mystery, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell, because that is the kind of content you can expect from me. Again, talking about energy, gems, and coins, and I will be talking about them in order from the least interesting to the most interesting, because I want to get the least interesting things out of the way. And the least interesting thing is, of course, coins. The uses for coins in Hogwarts Mystery are limited. You can buy clothes and accessories, and when you do that, you increase your attribute points, and that's a good thing. But it's also kind of the only thing that coins are useful for. You do use them to start encounters like leveling up your friendships or dueling, but you only need a very, very small amount of coins for that, and you almost don't even notice. How to get coins? Well, you get them automatically. Every time you're doing a class or a quest where you tap glowing objects, every time you tap you get 2 coins. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but it builds up pretty quickly. You can also usually pick coins as a reward as you get to every star in a class. I usually don't do that because, again, it builds up pretty quickly on its own, so you don't really have to, and the attribute points are usually more important. You can of course also buy coins for money, for real money, but I really don't recommend you do that because, again, what will you use them for? Coins also max out at 50,000, so if you have almost 50,000 you should start buying some clothes and stuff, because after 50,000 you won't be able to get any more, unless you buy it, but again. So that's basically it for coins. They are not very useful, not very interesting, so moving on to gems. Gems are more interesting. With gems, you can, among other things, also buy accessories or clothes. That also increases your attribute points, but that is not the main use for gems. The main use for gems is buying energy. You can get 60 energy for 100 gems. Or you can buy pets, which also give you energy, and I will get to that later in the episode. Gems can also be used to speed up the story. When you have to wait for 3 or 8 hours to get to the next story quest, you can instead pay gems to go meet that person or do that thing right now. This is not a thing I recommend you doing. I recommend you wait those hours and save the gems for something that is a bit more worthwhile. How to get gems? You get them sometimes automatically when you've learned a spell or a potion. You will usually get gems for that. Not always, but usually. Sometimes you can also pick gems as a reward during classes. That is unusual, but if you get them, do it if you want gems. I honestly usually don't because, again, attribute points are more important to me, but that is entirely up to you and how you want to play the game. You also get gems for leveling up friendships in the very beginning of the friendship. When you get to level 2 and 3, you get gems for that. Or you can of course buy gems for real money as well. There are also video ads being implemented in the game, and most people have them by now. I don't think everyone does, but if you don't have them yet, you will probably get them soon. And what that is, every once in a while you will see this little icon in your game, and if you tap that you can watch a 30-second video and get 3 gems for that. Now this icon shows up once every 12 hours, and that is 12 hours after you last watched a video, not 12 hours since it came the last time. So if you see that little icon, you should click it as soon as possible and watch the ad, because that is when the timer starts for when you will be able to do it again. So if you see it at 9 in the morning but don't watch it until noon, then you won't be able to watch it again at 9 in the evening, but you'll have to wait until midnight, and maybe you don't want to do that. So again, watch that as soon as it shows up. And that's basically it for gems. Again, gems are more important than coins because you can get energy from them, and energy is what we will talk about now because that is the most interesting part of these 3 currencies. You use energy for basically everything. Every time you do a class, and most of the time when you do a story quest, you will be using energy for that. When you begin the game, 24 is the max energy you can have. This increases every time you learn a new maneuver in flying class, so that now in the middle of year 4 I can have 34 energy as my max instead of 24. As you know, energy replenishes on its own 1 energy point per 4 minutes. So if you have the patience, you can just wait, and there's no need to have the game on while you're waiting. You can turn the game off and come back to it in a few hours and you will have a full energy bar again. Apart from that, just like with coins and gems, you can sometimes pick energy as a reward in classes. It's fairly unusual that that shows up, and even when it does, I usually don't pick it because it's usually just 1 energy point and I can wait for 4 minutes and take the attribute points instead. You also get energy when leveling up a friend. Between the levels of 4 and 9, you will get a certain amount of energy. It's 5, 10, or 15 energy every time you level up a friendship. And just like with gems, there are video ads that are being implemented. When you're out of energy during a class or during a quest, you will sometimes get the option to watch a 30-second ad and get 3 more energy points for that. And you seem to be able to do that twice every 12 hours. And it doesn't cost you anything other than 30 seconds of your time, so it's worth doing. Of course, the easiest and the most certain way of getting more energy are the free energy spots that are scattered around the castle. There are, as of now, 10 spots in or around the castle where you can go and tap and get 1 energy, and then you'll have to wait until that particular spot is available again before you can do it again. They all reset at different times, and here are the times. In the East Towers, the portrait that resets after 6 hours and 50 minutes. In the East Tower is also Peeves, which resets every 3 hours and 35 minutes. In the West Towers, there is a painting that resets every 2 hours and 50 minutes. On the lower floor west, the torch next to the Great Hall resets every 7 hours and 30 minutes. On the lower floor west, the suit of armor right next to the torch, that resets every 11 hours and 5 minutes. In the dungeons, the house elf resets every 8 hours and 20 minutes. On the castle grounds, the stick, it resets every 6 hours and 20 minutes. On the lower floor east, which is available from year 2 and onwards, there's a pile of books on a bench that resets every 5 hours and 20 minutes. In Hogsmeade, which is available from year 3, chapter 8, there is a kid in this alley that resets every 5 hours and 50 minutes. And in the Forbidden Forest, which is available from year 4, there is a spider web, which resets every 4 hours and 35 minutes. These are the ones that are available right now, but there will be more added, I can only assume, in year 5 and 6 and 7. When talking about gems, I mentioned pets, which you can buy for gems, and the pets also act like free energy spots. When your pet has fallen asleep, you can tap it and you will get 1 energy point for that. You also wake the pet up, so you might feel a little bit bad about that, but hey, energy. The owl, which is the most expensive, it resets after 3 hours. The cat resets after 4.5 hours, and the toad and the rat resets after 6 hours. Now I hear you say, these pets are very expensive and you only get 1 energy every once in a while, so why spend the money on a pet instead of just buying the energy to start with? My answer is that pets are a long-term investment. Yes, you could spend 320 gems and get quite a bit of energy instead of just getting an owl, and you have that energy immediately and can use it. The owl, however, gives you back that energy very slowly. Assuming that you don't sleep and you tap each pet as soon as that falls asleep, then it'll take roughly 24 days before any of the pets have given back all of the energy that you could have bought immediately for the same amount of gems. And since most people do sleep, I want to say that it takes about 2 months before you've gotten back all of the energy that you could have bought for the gems to start with. But after those 2 months, the energy that your pet gives you is free, so to speak. So again, the pets are worth it if you know that you're going to play this game for quite a while and reach the point where they have paid back all of the gems that you paid for them and you get free energy. That sounds very complicated. Am I even making sense? The pets are long-term investments, and it's up to you if you want to spend the gems and get all of that energy now, or if you want to spend all the gems now but get all that energy and more over time. Another thing to keep in mind regarding energy, again, there's a max amount of energy that you can have, 24 in the beginning of the game, and the free energy spots and the rewards, they do not pile on top of that. Meaning if you have a full energy bar, tapping any of the free energy spots or picking gems as a reward will not give you any energy. So don't tap the free energy spots if you have full energy. However, you can buy energy, you can level up friendships, and you can tap the pets even if you have full energy, because those stack the energy on top of what you already have, so you can have too much energy. But the free energy spots and the rewards do not stack on top of a full energy bar. Important to keep in mind. Your energy bar also fills to the max whenever you level up, So that's a thing to keep in mind. If you know you're close to leveling up, try to level up when you have as little energy as possible, because then you will get lots of energy for free. But if you're already at a full energy bar, or mostly full, it'll just fill up to where it is full, and maybe you will get 3 energy instead of 30. So keep that in mind. And that, I think, is all I have to say about energy. I also recommend that you check out some of my other videos, especially about how to conserve energy while you're doing classes. My main tip is tap the 5 tap actions as often as you can find them. If this video was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips and tricks. And leave a comment if I've missed something, or if you have a question, or just anything in general you want to say. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.